Hi, everybody. Mischa here for Word of the Day. And there it is. Parsimonious. And a big shout out to Cynthia for this great word. Now, what does this adjective, parsimonious, mean? It means stingy, really stingy, super frugal, frugal to the extreme. And it's not very complimentary. Now, you can be parsimonious with yourself or with others or both, depending on what kind of person you are, right? And where does it come from? It comes from Latin, parsere, meaning to hold on to something and make it last, to save something. It comes into English in 1591 in the political religious writings of a man named Henry Barrow. Now, he was what we now call like a Puritan separatist. We still call him a separatist. And this was, let me put it in the historical context. In the 1590s, England has broken away from the Catholic Church, and it's trying to figure out how to build the Church of England. But this guy, this separatist guy, Henry Barrow, he believed in the separation of church and state. And, he put it in writing, and he got executed for his religious beliefs. If he had been able to outrun that rope, he would have been the kind of guy that a couple of decades later would have been on the Mayflower coming to North America. Okay, now, how can we use this word parsimonious? After all, the guy died to give it to us, right? How about this? The poster boy for being parsimonious is John Paul Getty. He allowed his grandson to be held for 5 months by kidnappers and wouldn't pay even a fraction of the ransom until they sent him the kid's ear. And don't cut him any slack. He also complained about having to pay too much for his own son's cancer treatments. That's pretty parsimonious. Now, how about sentence 2, which of course is in honor of Earth Month. In evolutionary science, when we're looking at the universe, when we're looking at the planet, there's this idea of parsimony, that the planet, that nature is parsimonious. Now, what in the world does that mean? Well, it means this, especially you're talking about evolution, right? If it only takes 2 steps for a plant to evolve from here to here, then Mother Nature isn't going to give you 15 steps. Take the 2 and work with it. If you're interested in this idea, by the way, you might be interested in a book called The Parsimonious Universe, right there, okay? Now, how about the third one, which is my own personal parsimonious sentence? My dad grew up very poor during the Depression. He only ate every other day. And as an adult, he was very, very generous. He was always very, very generous with his money. And I think there's a reason for that. I have noticed that poor people and people who have been poor are very rarely parsimonious. It's people who are afraid of being poor who are the most parsimonious. Okay, now, again, if you want to read that book, don't get it from the big chains or the big boys. Go to my profile or down below and click on the link to bookshop.org and buy from an independent bookstore. And I'll see you next week, because this is the last word of the day for this week.